cast your vote.
Today now 5,000 dem pay for this issue. All people na 5,000 naira. Nobody say boya
At this time, resident.
All right, that was the clip we played earlier, and is one of many done by our own people, correspondents who are on ground. And it's good that we have Mr. Steve OTALORO with us again. Can you hear us, sir?
I'm very much with you.
All right, yeah. I mean, you saw that clip before the disconnection, and now we've played it again. How do you react to that?
Well, like the woman said, you see, it's one thing to induce voters. It's another thing to receive such inducement.
Okay.
The fact that she is even laying claim to have received bribe, before voting itself, it's a crime. She's as liable as the one giving it. And she's saying that with all excitement. That's even a problem itself. Those are the things that we think INEC should equally make it possible that whoever is receiving inducement should equally be liable. As a political party, I told you, we detest anything that will bring disrepute to an election, this election or any election for that matter. We've said it for the opt-in time. I'm saying it again. We never, APC Ondo State never distribute any money. We didn't distribute any dime.
All right, we have to play that video because the said woman, the name is there, and it's on our social media pages as well. That PU006 or Ohiolei or local government area identified herself as an APC woman leader. That is why we are playing it, so that you react to that as well. It's not just about the persons collecting, it's about the party officials that are confirming that, yes, this is what we did, and this is how much the people collected.
You see, that's not a party official. That can be a party official, definitely.
Oh, wow.
He's an electorate. He can be a party official.
An official can be an electorate as well.
If he claims to be a party official, that's one of the modes we are talking about. People who are hacks so that to do some such ash job, so that they can bring disrepute to this credible election. How will anybody, even in the first place, would be so excited to say they distributed so amount of money?
Because it was brazenly done, Mr. OTALORO, this vote buying thing, and across all parties, the observers returned their reports, our correspondents returned their reports, other media channels as well returned their reports to say what happened in Ondo was a child's play. Maybe there was, the way it was hidden, but in Ondo State, it was done across board from party A to party Z, at least the big ones. And it was so openly done. The people spoke to it, and they were not even shying away. The angels didn't spend money. The angels didn't come to distribute money. It was people who gave it to people and their politicians. That's what we are speaking to.
We're interested in the outcome of those investigations as well. That's all I'll say for now. Right. We want that to be investigated. The journalists that witnesses such thing could as well do the country in a great favor by investigating deeper and know who are behind this. At the end of the day, nowhere will the name of APC come up.
You are sure?
100%.
Okay.
Very sure. We are not. I will not come on this program to say it's the opposition, because we are only focused on our election.
We just have to say
because
that
we are not aware anyone distributed money. But thereafter the election, we had these stories. And it's of great concern to us.
Mr. OTALORO, are you saying with your status as a politician, with your status as the director of media and publicity and with your status in Ondo politics, you are saying on election day, you didn't know, you didn't hear the report of vote buying? Is that what you're saying?
On the day of that election,
yes.
I was at the situation room, APC situation room in Akure. I didn't even go to my village any longer. And we are monitored everything that transpired, all the 18 local governments.
And no report came to you that there was serious cases of vote buying?
No one came to us to say there were distribution. But we could see, we're watching TV as well. I'm not disputing the fact that there were these allegations. But all we are interested is it should have been investigated further. When you get someone, you apprehend someone, you should be able to ask someone, who gave you this money? Which political party do you belong to? And if you are not even doing that on the day of election, by now that's supposed to have been out. That's what we're saying.
That's exactly what we did. You know, our own role as media, of course, you are part of us as well, is the fact that we report it. We say it as it is. The woman gave her name. She confessed to how much was shared, and she identified herself as an APC woman leader. But you said, in as much that is what she has confessed to, then that means she's a mole.
Excuse me. Let us look at this from this perspective.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about this. I just told you about their moles. You didn't want to.
No, you said anybody that did it in the APC is a mole.
There is no way. Listen, there is no way a party official will be exposing his political party in that manner.
So you are saying the woman shouldn't have confessed?
If she's not a mole, she is not a member of our political party. How I wish I could look at her more critically. But I said, if she's making that confession, by now she has to have been behind bar. Okay. Why is she wrong? Why is she still walking the street?
All right, Mr. OTALORO, what about this? What of in the situation where these people do not know it's a crime? Probably the education on vote buying and vote selling being a crime has not really permeated through Ondo State, probably Nigeria at large, because the woman was not the only one that confessed to, accepting money for our votes. There were a lot of people also that confessed to accepting, and they said it with all excitement, like you said, all excitement, all confidence, and they were just so open about it. Have you thought about it in that light, that probably there have not been enough awareness and education on vote buying and selling being a crime?
Even as a woman leader, there's no way you could rise to that position and you say you don't know certain things. As a woman mobilizer, a woman leader, she called herself. There's no way. You see, even illiterates are very cautious when it comes to telling people we receive money. We saw that on TV, an illiterate woman in one of the villages saying she received money. We all saw her, in which our younger daughter cautioned her. She, even as an illiterate, she was very cautious. But a literate person coming on TV to say she received money with all excitement, she's a mole. She's a mole. And the police need to do their job. The DSS needs to do their job. Right. If we didn't apprehend this kind of people, then we will continue to suffer this kind of problem. That's just our concern. But I can tell you categorically, whoever distributes money didn't distribute that money on behalf of our candidate, not on behalf of our party. Whoever does that is doing that on his or her own behalf. And we should be apprehended as well. Such people.
All right, Mr. OTALORO, there are also concerns by, well-meaning Nigerian civil society organizations that the politicians, you people, your likes, have weaponized poverty for, situations like this, so that when election comes, 5,000, 10,000, in fact, 2,000 means something to someone somewhere in a particular village or town. How do you react to the allegations that politicians like yourself will not do what they are supposed to do while in office, will not provide the people with the basic necessities of life, so that they can weaponize poverty when election comes?
Let me be clear on this. Yes. No government would deliberately weaponize poverty. No government.
You think so?
There might be challenges here and there. It's understandable. But to say deliberately, that can't be true. And just like a father, no father will be happy that his poor and his children are finding it difficult to feed. There's no way he will sleep at night.
But Mr. OTALORO, we have seen politicians who feed fat on, chicken and goat meat. This is an illustration now. While the children get crumbs and they are not even bothered. In fact, some of them, their children goes to bed without food at night and they are not even bothered. Because we have seen government that their own salaries, their own emoluments are not stopped. They get their allowances as and when due, but we see them, all workers, months and months of salaries. Do you think those fathers are not deliberate about weaponizing poverty?
No, she said it's not deliberate. There might be challenges, economic challenges all over the world.
That is not affecting them. It's not affecting them.
You ask me a question, you have to let me answer you.
Okay, go ahead.
The word deliberate is what I'm finding difficult to agree with here. It's not as if there are no challenges. It's not as if things doesn't look difficult, but you will still see the determination of that same government to work things out. Most of his policies and program might not be in the right direction, though, but that doesn't mean it's deliberate. Such administration was deliberate about it. And if you want to look at what is happening in Ondo State, for instance, now, you see, that's why we always have election. If any government is not doing up to expectation, the people have 4 more years to do the needful. They could even recall, any of their legislators involved in such thing. So this democracy has been designed in such a way that no one has absolute power to do or undo. So the people will always have to revert back to the electorate, because they know the best you could get is 4 years. Then after, you still come back to these same people that you are not giving them the best, they will vote you out. That's why we are so concerned about the electoral process. The most important thing in any democracy is the electoral process. If most of the countries have gotten it right, we always find good leaders. The leadership will always be the best, in the sense that they know they will always come back to them to revalidate their continuity in office. So the word deliberate should be out of it. There can't be any government, no matter how bad that government is, that would deliberately want to weaponize poverty in order to get to hold grip of the people. No, that can't be possible. I didn't see that.
Anyway,
and not with this administration of Lokiari that is doing so much for the people. And that's why we have won overwhelmingly, convincingly, that the opposition could not even have anything to say. And what they're just saying is laughable. All their excuses is laughable. That's the truth.
But
what is the percentage? Nobody come close to us.
Okay.
In terms of percentage.
All right, Mr. OTALORO, how do you react to another speculation that there was an elite consensus agreement that Mr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa should clinch the seat, because he only has, 1 term to go, especially with that amendment of the bill, the law passed during Muhammadu Buhari's administration, that a deputy that completes the tenure of a deceased or impeached governor or president only has the opportunity for 1 more term in office, because I believe Lucky Aiyedatiwa just has 4 more years to go. After then, another person comes on board.
You see, whatever the elites are deciding, the electorates are not part of that decision at all time. It is all the elites that will decide. It is the electorate that will ratify whatever decision they take.
You don't think the elites have the influence?
No, not as much.
Decision of the
You
electorate.
have your vote. If it is one man to a vote, you can't really say such influence will go round. But what you ask, let me answer that question.
Okay.
I won't deny the fact that there are some people raising such argument, and they are raising it because they are interested in the governorship position, especially people from the Central Senatorial District. They thought, after not had it with Akeredolu, now it's going to the Southern Senatorial District, and the next time it will come to the Central Senatorial District, they'll be raising that argument. And recently, they came up with a new argument, especially the Akure main. We see all these things on social media. It's not something as a political party we've sat down to entertain. And by the way, nobody even knows that this governor will not have a second shot. Such thing has not been tested before. So who says he won't have the opportunity to go for a second time?
Well,
that is something the lawyers
there is a
look
lot
at.
to that. Except
But
if you want
that's
to.
what you said. There will always be a lot to
Okay.
everything. But we've seen a situation whereby they said a sitting president and state governor could not be tried. Yes, they said it could not be tried, but it could be answered to some of the charges. And eventually you are trying such person. You see, the way that people circumvent the law. But in as much as this one has not been trial before. We've not had it before. This probably will be the first time that we want to test it.
Yeah.
When we get to the bridge, we know how to cross it. But that's by the way. But whoever is in 2020, what now? The next election
2028.
shouldn't come up with this kind of argument. That is not true. There is no Early. The party never discussed anything. This man is the deputy governor already. And any deputy governor will have such ambition
All right.
to take over from his boss. That is
Okay.
what he just did.
Mr.
Not
OTALORO.
that he has an understanding with any of the other senatorial districts that haven't complete 4 years in office. The next senatorial district will come to play. And what is the benefit of his own people if he's not having the full 8 years in office? Are you saying they'll be happy that their son, Elijah people are becoming? This is the first time we have an Elijah person at the helm of affair in Ondo State.
There are other
Are you
persons.
saying these people?
There are other persons and voting blocks in Ondo State as well who deserve to be governor, apart from Elijah people. So I'm not sure.
No, Ondo State is a peculiar
I'm not sure that's
state.
a right.
No, that's it. You need to listen. This is Southern Senatorial District. We have about 6 local government in each of the senatorial district. After Olusegun Adagu, this is the first time the governorship position will be returning to that zone.
But is there a rotational
see-
policy? Is there an agreement to rotation?
No, somehow it is in Ondo State. It is, and if you look at the trend, the trajectory of how we've been having our governors, it's always like that. It has always been like that. Maybe because it was from the central, he's from the central senatorial district. He had 8 years. He went to the northern senatorial district. This present governor will be completing his 8 years. Naturally, it's going. Nothing could stop it.
All right.
That's why all the contestants in that election all came from the southern senatorial district. Are you saying they will just be comfortable for 4 years?
Although
And
he's,
after 4 years, you come back to the central senatorial district?
I get what you're saying, but then, his performance will determine either he will be brought back or not. Actually, it's about performance, isn't it? It should be about performance, not just about consensus.
He has started well.
Okay, all right.
For
as you're saying,
10 months now.
yeah,
And
apart from the
our
senatorial
prayer is
district
to
thing
complete it.
and all of these things, the Elijah people have a shot right now. 4 years ago, the Akura people think it could have been a Ita or Jagade as well, but it is what it is at this time. But then, moving ahead, are you bothered?
Let me answer to that.
Yeah.
When you raise some questions, it's good to let me.
Yeah,
equally
lots
have
of
to
time,
it.
but please go
It
ahead.
wouldn't have been a Ita or Jagade in any way. PDP are not in trend, trying not to go by what is going. They just believe the most popular person in their political party is a Ita or Jagade. There's no way the northern senatorial district and the southern senatorial district will allow for that.
All right.
For you to break that transition. There's no way. That was why he lost. And
All right.
lost woefully.
It's all right. Many persons might disagree, by the way. But then, as we round off, are you bothered that, I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, that more than 2-point-something million people were eligible voters and less than 500,000 were the ones who decided the fate and the trajectory of this election. Are you bothered? Maybe you could have had more.
Well, you see, before now, we'll be saying those registered voters at the INEC portal should be revisited. There are a lot of people up till now that could not get their voting card. A lot of people up till now are not in that portal. We have even lesser people who have voted, who have registered. So there's a need for updates.
All right.
If not complete overhauling of the whole entire voters register in Nigeria. And if
I had to say that because many persons believe a state, educated people like Ondo State, you have at least more than 1 million, 366 for Lucky Aidatiwa, 117 for, Agbola Ajayi, and the others were indeed beat. Less than 500,000. So is it like the people are angry to come out? I'm not even talking about against Aidatiwa, or they are not politically inclined enough to show seriousness to what is really important.
I want to let you look at the problem from the scratch. You see, you are looking at the surface.
Yeah,
it is not by
that's
education. It is not by education. That's not true. You see, there's fundamental issues regarding the register itself.
Which is?
That needed to be addressed. And until they address this, you will continue to get figures like this. And if you look at the past figures, they've not exceeded it. The voting trend in Ondo State has always been between 700 and 800,000,
Mm.
even when we have about 2 point something in that register.
Yeah.
Something must be wrong with that register.
Mm.
And one part of what we think is wrong with that register is the fact that a lot of people have not received their card up till now.
All right.
A lot of people supposed to be in that register. They are not there. These are the people that needed to be recaptured. Some people lost their registration card. You know, so many things is extremely wrong with it.
All right.
And it doesn't have to be until you have that card before you can be voted. They should
right.
make it
We should,
seamlessly in a way that you can come and vote without necessarily showing that card. Just show any form of identity.
All right. That would be a
That is for INEC to
constitutional.
look at,
Yeah.
not as a political party.
All right, that would be a constitutional thing, by the way, you know, so that
Exactly.
people can get to vote anywhere they get, which is in the pipeline. Many persons are calling for that as well. And I take this as your parting shot. You know, a date has been fixed, and you know, about the case raised by the PDP candidate against the deputy governor. They say there are discrepancies. Are you bothered? You know, I don't want us to talk about the merit of the matter because it's in court. But are you bothered that if actually you have gotten it through the polls, you might lose it through the courts if the things doesn't go the way of the deputy governor?
Let me be sincere with you. We are not.
Because of the
bothered.
discrepancies, you know, alleged about his names.
Yeah, this is a man.
Because it has happened
was-
before. You remember the Bayelsa
No, this is a
situation.
man that was due diligence was done on him before he was accepted as deputy governor by the governor.
Mm.
You know, he's a former deputy clerk of the House of Representatives. Was there. He's a well-known civil servant. He has
Okay.
served this country so well that there's no blemish on him. Politicians will always find a way to find faults.
All right.
You lost an election. You are not raising this issue before the election. Now you lost an election. You are looking for a way to corner, you know, the position. Let them go to court. We're not
They are
bothered.
there already.
We're not bothered. This
All
one did
right.
all his.
All right.
He has all his name intact.
All right.
We get to the court. We
Yes,
look
we
at
should
it.
go, Mr. Otaloro. I want to sincerely thank you, you know, on this matter. We wish you and the good people of Ondo State all the best. And, you know, having a democratically entrenched, you know, space, having the kind of governance that the people truly deserve. And we hope, you know, Governor Lokai Detiwa will deliver that to the Sunshine State. You know, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, thank you. That will be the size of the program. Evelyn, we have to go.
Of course, we have to go, Femi. Ensure to watch or, you know, catch this particular edition on our YouTube channel at Western Spring TV. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Western Spring Television. Till we'll come your way again tomorrow for the TGIF edition. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei. Remember that Spring Trends comes right after this broadcast. By the way, it's celebration mood right here in the studios today. 2 years ago, specifically 2022, the very first program on Western Spring Television kicked off. And today, 21st of November, 2024, we are 2 years. How do you feel, Femi?
Very, very good, very proud. And I'm sure everybody, the management, the staff, the chief executive, everybody should be proud of how far we've come. And by the way, maybe we should rub it in again. We are the best TV station AUJ Awards for 2024. So you see what we have been able to do in 2 years because you are supporting us. Thank you. And of course, trust us to do this in our own way. And, you know, maybe click some glasses.
Yeah.
That will be after now.
After the show.